Live from the station you count on for local news, this is WTOL News 11 at 6.
We had another picture-perfect day, but it seems all good things must come to an end. Good evening, everyone. Those clear skies will soon give way to showers and thunderstorms.
Tough to end what's really been a nice run, but let's check with Bobby in the Futurecast Center. You're tracking the digital Doppler network.
Yeah, this is kind of one of those bummer days for everyone that works a day shift. You look out the window and it looks beautiful outside, and now we've come to the evening when you can get outside. The sky is clouded over, and our digital Doppler network now picking up on some rain showers. They're not going to be here in the Toledo area for a little while yet, probably an hour and a half's time. Here they are sitting off to the west. There have been some reports of lightning with this line of showers. No reports of severe weather. We're not expecting that, so just tote the umbrella along with you this evening. And if you can get through that, the next couple of days are really looking fantastic, and we'll talk more about that coming up.
All right, thanks, Bobby. We will check back with you shortly. Now, you can check the digital Doppler network anytime you want. Just go to WTOL.com, look for the red navigation bar on your left, then click on the weather. That's also where you can sign up for your own personal Futurecast.
This one tied up traffic at the height of the rush hour. Take a look. Police say a car lost control, grazed two other vehicles, and came to rest against the median in the eastbound lanes of 475. This happened just east of Douglas. Two lanes were covered with oil, coolant, and other fluids from the car, and that backed up traffic towards Sylvania. Drivers on Erie Street downtown have been given a brief reprieve. Construction to rebuild the street through downtown has been put off until next week.
Well, the new numbers are out, and it looks like Northwest Ohio's employment picture is getting better. The jobless rate dropped for both Toledo and Lucas County from April to May. Nationally, it remained unchanged. Ohio's statewide numbers are also down about 0.2%. One local business is already feeling the impact of a surging economy. Dick Berry is in the newsroom with details on this. And what's happening out there, Dick?
Well, Terry, American Canvas Products is already increasing payroll. The company stumbled a while back, but is now on the road to recovery.
Business is sailing along for American Canvas Products in South Toledo. Workers make covers for boat manufacturers. Owner Dick Jockett has learned a valuable lesson since opening his business 10 years ago.
The economy really runs our business. When the economy is up, we're very, very busy, and when it's down, it's tough.
Employment here peaked at 18 in 2001. It bottomed out last December to 4. Dick says any economic turnaround is reflected in the recreation industry. That's why he increased his workforce last week to 13.
We've got one manufacturer that says he's going to double his business next year. And we've got another manufacturer up in Lansing, Michigan, Manitou Boats. They're expecting at least another 20-25% increase for next year.
Sewer Maddie Wallace is feeling the positive economic effects. She'd been laid off since October of 2002. Maddie dropped by to fill out an application and was hired for a job right on the spot.
Now, since I got one, I feel so much better about myself, getting up, going to work every morning, looking forward to something to do every day.
The end of the job spiral is positive news for the city of Toledo. A drop in the payroll tax resulted in $2.5 million in recent cuts to the city budget.
If the present trend continues, this is all to the good. But it's going to take time, and we are by no means out of the woods.
For now, though, the economy doesn't look like it will sink this sailing business.
And that was Toledo City Councilman George Saranchi. Now, Dick Jockett is already placing jobs in the want ads looking for 6 more sewing machine operators he hopes to hire by the end of the year. Terry?
All right, this sounds good in this case here, Dick, but what about criticism that the numbers don't always accurately reflect the actual unemployment picture?
Yeah, I talked to John Allen from the Ohio Job and Family Services Office in Columbus. The rap has always been that folks who suspend their job search are not considered to be unemployed. Allen claims that's not an issue here, and the same criteria is used in Ohio as with the federal government.
All right, Dick Berry reporting. Thank you very much. And just so you know, Holmes County in central Ohio has the state's lowest unemployment rate at just about 3%. Morgan County in the southeastern part of Ohio had the highest at nearly 14%.
The local economy also benefits if you shop at locally owned businesses, and that seems to make sense, but now a study proves it. Researchers from the University of Toledo did the study for the Lucas County Commissioners. They used Thackeray's books as an example. The conclusion? Your buying power affects local businesses more than it does national chains.
They, in turn, will spend money back in the local community also. So it brings more dollars in when you actually shop in a local and locally owned store.
Despite the conclusion, Ms. Geldon-Wozniak agrees that consumers should still patronize national chains as well.
The people who ran Toledo's Jazz Festival are calling it a success. More than 10,000 people took in the great weather and smooth sounds over this past weekend. There were many big-name acts and an area for people to learn about Toledo's rich jazz heritage with the local folks. The organizers are hoping for an even bigger jazz festival next year. And I was there Saturday, I can tell you.
Had a great time.
Great time,
yeah.
and perfect weather, and just wonderful sounds.
Couldn't have asked for better weather, that's for sure.
You could, but you wouldn't get it.
Right.
Well, Ohio State fired its basketball coach just a few weeks back.
Now the rumor mill has come up with the name Bobby Knight. Coming up, we'll hear what people are saying about that possibility.
Before that, News 11 Investigates has gotten results for a Toledo woman whose computer was stolen. You'll hear her call for action right after the break.
You're watching WTOL News 11 at 6 with Chrys Peterson, Terry Thill, Robert Shiels with the Digital Doppler Network, and Sports with Dan Cummins. Count on WTOL News 11, Toledo's news leader, winner of Ohio's Best Newscast Award.
Well, despite the country's new plan for prescription drug benefits for seniors, a lot of them are still going to Canada for bargains. A busload of senior citizens from all across northern Ohio left the Eleanor Kale Center this morning for a run for the border. They say they can save a ton by going to Canada. Representative Marcy Kaptur was there to send them off.
We ought to have a prescription drug benefit at the federal level that works for all of our people, regardless of what their income level is.
And I think anything that we can do or say that will get our government to understand that they have to do something about the price of prescription drugs in this country, anyone and everyone should do.
Well, for some of these seniors, it was their first time to travel to Canada. Others say they go every couple of months.
More results tonight for the News 11 Investigates team. They've tracked down a missing computer. Dan Bumpus has the call for action story for us, and this trouble started, Dan, when the computer went in for repairs.
Yeah, it sure did, Chris. When it was time to pick it up, the owner discovered a big-time problem. Her $1,500 laptop had been stolen from the shop. Now, she was promised a replacement, but after months of waiting, the computer was still missing, and that's when the call for action team went to work. When her laptop started acting up, Debbie Penoff decided to take it in to be fixed. She used a West Toledo operation called ICS Computers. But about the time Debbie was ready to go pick up the finished product, she got some bad news.
They said, well, we have bad news. It was stolen the day before.
The store owner said somebody had broken into this Secor Road location, stealing all sorts of equipment, including Debbie's computer.
But he said, don't worry, it's going to be covered 100%.
Debbie says she was promised a replacement laptop within a couple of weeks, but time started to drag on, and the computer was still missing.
Then all of a sudden, weeks would go by and I didn't hear anything, and I started calling again, and then he wasn't returning my calls at all.
Plus, to make matters worse, the store owner closed the Secor Road shop, making him even tougher to track down. That's when Debbie decided to give the News 11 Investigates team a shot.
But I thought, well, I'm going to call Channel 11 because they've helped people in the past, and so that's what we did.
Hello, ICS Computers.
Hey, sir, it's Dan Bumpus over at Channel 11.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
We tracked the owner down, and he agreed that Debbie had waited long enough for her laptop, and he promised News 11 that Debbie will have a brand new computer this week.
Very much relief, right? So that I'm not out all of that money for, a computer.
And you can bet that News 11 will stay on top of this situation to make sure that the store owner keeps his promise. And by the way, ICS Computers has opened up a new shop over on Sylvania Avenue. And we do want to point out the operation does have a satisfactory rating with the Better Business Bureau. So Debbie's trouble might just be an isolated problem here, Chris.
Well, and compounded by the fact that they had a break-in and are probably trying to still sort through what was taken and what needs to be returned. So why did this take so long?
Well, yeah, as you pointed out, the owner told me the confusion of moving locations did slow the process down. And he also blamed those break-ins at his original store, saying it actually ended up costing him a lot of money. Whole lot of trouble here, Chris.
It's that day and age, though, like a telephone, Dan. You can't live without your laptop for
Absolutely.
that long. Dan Buff is reporting tonight. If you want or need the Call for Action office's help, it'll be back open tomorrow morning. You can call 419-255-2255 between the hours of 11 and 1. The office is open on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Well, you were outside enjoying the great weekend. Yeah. I was outside enjoying the great weekend. And actually, today was a great start to the work week.
We're this is 4 in a row, I believe,
yes.
something like that. But maybe a few changes to talk about, Bobby?
Yeah, you do want to take the umbrella with you if you're headed out this evening. The Digital Doppler Network is showing a line of showers from Michigan down through northern Indiana. It has started raining a bit in Hillsdale County, so take the umbrella with you. And if you're headed out on Lake Erie, look for waves 1 to 3 feet. 71 degrees, and be ready for a little bit of rain. Our Futurecast will take you right through the weekend coming up.
It is our pleasure to introduce the best of the class of 2004.
The autographs, the cap and gown, and graduation fund. A time for standing proud because you're number 1. You're the best of the class this year.
Brought to you by WTOL 11, the Ohio Lottery, and the University of Toledo.
And now, Futurecast 11 with the power and precision of the Digital Doppler Network.
A pretty nice day outside. Now the Digital Doppler Network showing some light rain showers over here in Hillsdale County. It does extend down through Indiana, so take the umbrella along with you this evening. There will be a chance of showers, maybe a rumble or two of thunder. Today our high temperature, pretty comfortable, 79 degrees. The normal high is 81. What made it even more comfortable is the humidity level's pretty low. 56 degrees, the dew point, humidity is 50%, and we have a breeze now at 13 miles per hour. A pleasantly cool evening out there compared to what it can be. The record for this date is 100. Here's that line of showers and some rumbles of thunder across southwest lower Michigan down into Indiana. Should be arriving in the Toledo area in about an hour and a half or so. Probably not going to rain for much more than an hour or so, and should be relatively light, but still enough to get you wet if you're heading out and about through the evening hours. Our Futurecast picking this up. Watch the clock here. Today at 8 p.m., the rain showers and possible rumbles of thunder coming through the area with a cold front. Now, by the time you wake up in the morning, skies will only be partly cloudy, and through your Tuesday, a pretty good amount of sunshine and another relatively cool day compared to what you could expect this time of the year. Now watch as we go into Wednesday, another gorgeous day outside. Plenty of sunshine on Wednesday with highs again right near the normal, around 80 to low 80s. A chance of rain is going to move in for Wednesday night and Thursday. So here's your Futurecast for the evening hours. A good chance of thunder showers coming through, so take the umbrella along, and then expect a low overnight down to 62. Tomorrow, a very nice day, partly sunny and pleasant, about 75 at the lunch hour, and the afternoon high temperature at 79 degrees. Your 7-day Futurecast is going to take us right through the upcoming weekend. Here's how it looks. Wednesday's high 82, a chance of showers and thunder Thursday with a high of 80 degrees. We'll cool back to 74 on Friday, and right now the weekend is looking just great. Saturday 77 and Sunday 80 degrees, which is just about that perfect temperature, not too hot, not too cool. Put on the shorts and short sleeves and relax.
We had a great run already.
Very nice. We did. Yeah. Thanks, Robert.
Well, he was certainly hot-headed at times when he worked for Indiana.
Now some say he should come to Columbus.
I'm Joe Rychnovsky. Former Buckeye and NBA standout Jimmy Jackson is in town. We'll get his take on Bobby Knight at Ohio State. That's coming up next on Big Board Sports.
And as we go to break, here are today's midday lottery numbers. We're back shortly.
Now, Big Board Sports.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Rychnovsky. We start with some discouraging news out of Mud Hens camp. Late this afternoon, Toledo police arrested reserve right fielder Rich Gomez and charged him with domestic abuse. Hens took batting practice this afternoon over Fifth Third Field without Gomez. Police apparently came to the park and picked up Gomez and charged him with the domestic abuse. That is Rich homering earlier this year. Police told News 11 Gomez apparently had an argument with his girlfriend late this afternoon over at the Commodore Perry, smacked her, and left the scene. The Mudheads would not comment on the arrest. Of course, we will have much more on this disturbing story coming up tonight. At 11 o'clock, the rumor mill in Columbus continues to turn in the direction of Lubbock, Texas, where former Buckeye, the General Robert Montgomery Knight, coaches the Red Raiders. Sources close to the Buckeyes tell News 11 that the city and university would embrace Knight as the next head coach. News 11 caught up with former Buckeye and current Houston Rocket, Toledo's own Jimmy Jackson, out at Sylvania Country Club this afternoon. Jackson hosted a celebrity charity golf outing. That's a nice shot there, JJ. Here is JJ's take on the Ohio State coaching problem.
It's a tough situation because Coach O'Brien was a good friend. I think he did a lot for the program, but I don't know everything that happened in regards to the money situation. I don't like it because it is my alma mater, but hopefully we as players can get together and have some input on, what coach comes in there.
What about Bobby Knight? His name's been mentioned.
It's been mentioned. Has a lot of positives, some negatives, but again, I think universities are going to do their due diligence and take their time and pick the most qualified candidate.
Sports photographer extraordinaire Brett Fisher on the scene there with JJ. All right, she was one of the best female tennis players in the world in her prime. Martina Navratilova, say that 10 times, won 9 Wimbledon titles. She's back. After a 10-year absence, here she is in the far court against Colombia's Catalina Castano. Martina comes to the net and hits the forehand down the line. Then, with the serve, Martina, watch this, the lefty still has it. Whack, she comes to the net, and a little dump shot. 6-0, 6-1 in just 48 minutes. Martina Navratilova advances today at Wimbledon. And finally tonight, I hope everyone had a great Father's Day. I was lucky enough to spend most of the afternoon yesterday in Missouri with my dad. But nobody really cares about me, do they? It was another father-son duo stealing the limelight in the Show Me State. That would be Missouri for you scoring at home. It's Ken Griffey Sr. in St. Louis to see son Ken hit career home run number 500. What a milestone. I'll shut up now.
There it goes. Right field. This ball is history. 500 for Griffey.
500 home runs indeed. There's Dad. A very happy Father's Day to Ken Sr. Ken Jr. has hit 19 home runs this season. That places him in the top 5 and on pace to make the All-Star team. But yesterday's blast is one he and his family, I'm sure, Chris and Terry, will never forget. That was pretty cool, huh?
Did I hear correctly? Also, was it his father's birthday recently?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And he gave his dad home run number 100 and home run number 400 in his career, but says he'll keep the 500. A fan, by the way, who caught the ball, returned it to Ken Jr.
Great.
He says he's going to keep that ball for himself.
Of course, he gave him some jerseys and balls.
You get something for
Well, his poor dad had to make 2 road trips. He's been waiting for the past week and a half for this to happen. So
Too bad he couldn't do it at home, too.
Yeah,
But,
it couldn't have been scripted better on Father's Day, huh?
Right.
Thanks, Joe.
Especially since the Reds won, too.
Right. Great. You've seen plenty of world records, I'm sure.
Probably not one like this. We're going to introduce you to the world's oldest chicken right after the break.
Think those leftovers in your refrigerator are old? Well, they can't hold a candle to this. Meet Matilda. This is the world's oldest chicken. At age 14, her owner just had her entered in the Guinness Book of Records. Her longevity is pretty remarkable considering the average chicken lives for 7 or 8 years, assuming it doesn't end up at someone's dinner table. The Guinness people don't take this lightly either. They did research for 3 years before they accepted Matilda as the world's oldest chicken.
Guinness people need more to do.
Yeah, I guess. The CBS Evening News is coming up next.
And of course, we're already working on stories for Night Watch, including what kind of year is it going to be for folks at Toledo Public Schools.
Everyone gets a look at the budget proposals coming up tonight. And what a perfect time of year to cook out. But Consumer Report says to enjoy the barbecue, you need to avoid the 6 most common mistakes. We'll tell you what those are coming up.
I would guess the main one would be overcooking. You gotta watch that overcooking.
My main one is turning it on. I am great in the kitchen, bad on the barbecue. So, Tom and I complement each other.
Nice night to get out there and barbecue for a while.
Yeah, just have the umbrella handy. There'll be a shower coming through soon.
All right. See you back at 11.
Good night.
More people watch Toledo's news leader than all other stations combined. Thank you for watching. And for news anytime, go to WTOL.com.